Hey Donnie, it's nice to see you again.
Hey, you too, thanks.
So, last time that you were in here was your first session. It was nice to kind of get to know you a little bit, and in that session, we assigned some homework, which we will review. I'm going to start the session with the mood check that we did last time. So here in a minute, I'm gonna have you tell me about your level of depression on that scale, with a 1 being there was really no feeling of depression, to a 10 being an extreme level of depression, and a 5 being about in the middle. And then we will review that homework that you were assigned. And then we will prioritize an issue to discuss in our session today.
Okay.
At the end of the session, I will assign a new homework assignment, which we will work together to decide what that will be. And then at the end of the session, I will again ask for your feedback on today's session and check back in on that mood. And that will be what we go over today.
Okay.
So to start with, last week when you were in here, we talked about what you're going through currently. You've recently experienced a tough breakup.
Yeah.
And you wanted to work on your feelings of depression. And you had rated yourself at about a 7 or 8 on a scale of 1 to 10. You said it just kind of depended on the day, but that sometimes you would feel, up there around an 8 on that scale, which is pretty high, and that means you're feeling pretty down.
Yeah.
So I'm so sorry that you were feeling that way, and I really hope that this homework helped. So as far as the homework, first of all, before we dive into it, did you feel like this week was any better on that scale of 1 to 10?
I'd honestly have to say it's around about the same.
Okay.
I would give it like a 8 this time, or
okay,
more so that way.
Yeah. So you're not really seeing any changes in that feeling yet. So in the homework, you were asked to write down at least 3 times that you were feeling that way. What did you find?
Okay, well, the first time I was, just kind of out walking, jogging, doing exercising, and I saw this couple, with their kids, and just they just looked really happy, and it just kind of made me feel really, sad and hopeless. I don't know. Yeah, that was really it. Okay. And then the second one, I don't know if you, know who the park is, but they have a song called Numb, and, in that song, they kind of just talk about how they, how he, someone's really disappointed in him, and obviously it's someone that he cares about or that matters to him, and it just has him so down, and I can just relate to the whole song. And with her, when I was, the movie The Notebook, and it sounds cheesy, but just that whole movie, I was crying just during the whole thing, just because it was wow, what it would take, it seems to just have something like that with someone.
You mean what it would take to have a long-term relationship that kind of overwhelmed you a little bit.
Yeah,
okay.
A lot.
Right. Yeah. I'm familiar with that movie, and it is definitely an emotion-provoking movie in itself, just because of what it's about. You know,
Yeah.
it's been a while since I've watched that movie, but I remember the wife. They grew old together. And
Yeah,
she was in the retirement home. Yeah. That is emotional.
It really is
in itself. But I see that you were kind of looking at that in a perspective of what you're going through and thinking, well, you know, you don't see yourself having that. Is that what you were feeling, or tell me if I'm wrong?
Yeah, I'd say you're pretty right about that. It was just kind of like like I used to have that, you know, like me and him.
You said it would take a lot to have a relationship
like
that.
Yeah, like they were separated for like 12 years, like wow, and then they still together. Like, dude still loved her. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just a whole like that. It just seems like it wouldn't happen for me, kind of thing.
Okay. And then the other two situations, you said you saw a happy little family in the park, and you kind of looked. I heard you. I think you said I looked at them and I thought like I won't have that. And then the song you said that was about letting somebody down, somebody like being disappointed in you.
Yeah, like just feeling like a burden to someone, like it just how like the sadness, but yet the anger in the song, and like how much it just sucks that like I can relate so spot on to that song, and just always feeling like I'm not good enough for anyone.
Okay. So out of what you've experienced this week, let's prioritize the problem. What to you is most important to talk about today?
I say it all kind of sums up as to wanting that love, like loving someone, but being loved the same way in return, like back. Like it's not just one person cares too much and then the other person doesn't care that much as much. Like I don't know, but like I feel like it should be. I don't know. I could be relating that back to just the breaking stuff, but just that feeling all in itself.
Right. And so what I'm getting out of this is, I'm hearing that you are looking at these situations in the couple in the park and in the movie. You're looking at those couples and you're saying to yourself, I don't know if I'll ever have that type of love.
Yeah.
And then you're hearing this song that's talking about letting down a person you love, disappointing them, not being good enough, and you are feeling like that's you.
Yeah.
So I'm linking these two, that you're feeling down on yourself, you're being hard on yourself, thinking, I'm not good enough, I let someone down, I disappointed someone, I will never have love. If I were to put that into a statement, I'm hearing, if I can't make this person happy, I will not make anybody happy. Or if I can't, and so if you were to put that into an if-then statement, kind of, what are you feeling? What are you thinking?
Well, I guess the main ones I want to talk about is one, and that the couple and the movie all in itself, and just all of it, like I said. But anyway, I would say if I would have just kept my mind focused on something else, then I would probably be where I feel like I should be right now. Meaning, like, if I had not put my focus so much on dudes.
Okay. And so I have a sheet here, and we discussed in last session, and this was the whole purpose of the homework assignment, is that cognitive behavioral therapy is aimed at looking at your thought processes and seeing how your feelings relate to what is going through your mind and what you're thinking. So we all have these automatic thoughts, and these automatic thoughts may trigger emotions, but we can work to think differently and to feel differently. I have a list here of distorted thinking, patterns of thinking that are a little bit distorted, and to point out just one is fortune telling is when you predict the future. You predict that things get worse, and you feel like there may be danger ahead.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hearing that a little bit from you.
Yeah.
You're kind of predicting the future. You're looking at these couples and you're saying, I can't have that. Or you are using a kind of regret-oriented way of thinking, and you're looking back on the past and you're saying, I could have done that better. I should have done this better. And you're looking at things that you can't really change because it is what it is, and it's over now. So I'm going to give you this sheet, and it has 16 different just examples of what distorted patterns of thinking are. For your homework, I really think that it might benefit you to integrate that into your homework assignment. Do you feel like it might benefit you to integrate that into the same kind of journaling system?
Yeah, I think, that was pretty helpful, so yeah, I think I could do it.
Yeah. So this week, do the same thing. Write down at least 3 times when you're feeling down, and then look at that sheet of paper that has the patterns of thinking on it, and try to identify what pattern of thinking you're kind of falling under in that situation, and link that to your if-then statement. So if I can't do this right, then I won't have this.
Yeah.
And write that down. And bring that back next week. We'll review that. So, do you have any questions about the homework assignment?
Okay, so I'm pretty much just doing the same thing, but kind of integrating this along the lines of this kind of thinking and relating it to okay.
Yeah.
Anything that I feel.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, for example, you saw the couple in the park, and you said, I don't feel like I could have that because I didn't do this relationship the right way, and now I'm not going to have this. So you could kind of write in that situation, it would be like, if I can't have a positive relationship now, then I won't have a long-term relationship later. Might be the statement.
Yeah.
And so just kind of write that down and then say, like, I was thinking, I was kind of fortune telling and thinking about what will happen in the future and predicting something that you don't know if that's really what's going to happen in the future. So we will review that next week. As of this week, we reviewed your homework. We looked at how you felt over the week, and you said you were on kind of still around an 8, which is pretty high. I do want to ask how you feel in today's session. did you feel like you were at that level 8, way up there, depressed, just not feeling good this whole session, or how have you felt just during this time together?
I'd say I'd give it a 6.
Okay, so a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I think you're feeling okay when you're sitting in the session.
Yeah.
I hope that number will drop for you during this week as you focus on the homework assignment, and that next week, hopefully, I can hear that you're feeling a little bit less down in the dumps. So
Yeah.
because that's not fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, just bring that back next week, and we'll review that. And then all I have left for you is I just want to ask for your feedback. How do you feel that this session was today?
I think the session was good. I think that the homework helps and keeps me not reacting off of my emotions so much, and makes me feel like you're really listening and comfortable, and to open up and not feel like I'm just talking to a shrink and stuff. So.
That's good. Yeah. Is there anything at all that you feel like you would benefit from changing during our sessions?
Right now, no.
All right. Well, it was good to talk with you again, and
You
I
too.
hope that number is a little lower next time I see you.
Thanks.
Good luck.
See ya.